Hello, it's Monday, October the 11th, 2010, and I'm Martin Smith with a daily outlook from UFXBank. The dollar fluctuated against other major currencies to close at nearly the opening rate after the non-farm payroll came out a minus 95,000, worse than the expected 1,000, leading some to speculate that the Fed might be buying more of the debt after last Friday's data. However, the unemployment rate came out 9.60% better than the expected 9.70%. Nasdaq and Dow Jones strengthened by 0.77% and 0.53% respectively. Crude oil rose by 1% to close at $82.66 a barrel, and gold increased by 0.7% to close at $1,345.30 an ounce. No economic data is expected today. The euro strengthened against the dollar for a fourth week in the longest stretch of losses in almost 2 years, as bigger than expected US job cuts spurred speculation that the Fed will buy more debt. The euro dollar has touched 104 main resistance on the daily chart a couple of times. As long as it stays above 138.50, the momentum remains bullish. Overall, the euro dollar traded with a low of 138.32 and a high of 139.84. Today, ECB President Trichet speaks. The pound advanced against the dollar following the disappointing data out of the US. This trend was strengthened by the Bank of England's decision to keep the target for bond holdings at $200 billion, leading investors to favour the pound against the dollar. The pound dollar is still fighting resistance at 160. The uptrend will continue once it succeeds in crossing this line. Overall, the pound dollar traded with a low of 158.23 and a high of 159.66. No economic data is expected today. The yen touched a 15-year high against the dollar on speculation that the Federal Reserve policymakers will signal this week their willingness to buy more government debt to support economic growth. The dollar-yen continues its negative trend, therefore the momentum remains bearish for the dollar. Main resistance on the 1-hour chart is at 83, with a possible climb to 84 if it succeeds in breaking this level. Overall, the dollar-yen traded with a low of 81.72 and a high of 82.56. No economic data is expected today. Finally, the Canadian dollar. This rose against the dollar for the 6th straight week, the longest stretch since May 2009. Employment change came out worse than expected at minus 6.60 thousand versus 11.30 thousand forecast, and the unemployment rate remained unchanged at 8%. The momentum of the dollar CAD is still strongly negative for the US dollar. As long as the dollar CAD stays below 103.50 levels, the momentum is bearish. Next support on the 1-hour chart is at 100. Overall, the dollar CAD traded with a low of 100.68 and a high of 102.33. No economic data is expected today. Well, that's it from me. Be sure to visit us at ufxbank.com for simple, safe, secure trading.